Hello and welcome to Odds on Ligue 1 Matchday 9. A very interesting Ligue 1 this season with Monaco on top of the table after the international break. And Alain Valnegri, we saw a bad image again in French football before the international break in this Montpellier Clermont, in addition to the problems with the supporters that we've seen this season already with Olympique Marseille and Olympique Lyon.
Yes, hello Edu, hello everybody. Yes, we have that frequency of problem with the fans. Is few years now, maybe in the last 10 years, is the worst decade about the relationship with the fans. The last journey we saw what happened in Montpellier. Now we wait some solution about the La Ligue Professionnelle, and we hope we can cancel that type of problem, because it's one of the cancer of the football.
Indeed, I listened to Marcelino recently also telling his story and his story in Marseille, and was a bit sad. Well, let's talk only about football, about betting, the opportunities to make some money in this new match day. So remember, guys, to press the like, subscribe to our channel, and now let's go on with the show. And if you want to make good money, remember that we have a partnership with 1xBet, so you can get a great welcome offer. It's an exclusive one, up to 130%. Use our promo code. Here you have it in the screen, or use also our link. So Alain Valnegri, the Ligue 1 starts or restarts on Friday with Le Havre Lens. We saw Lens improving in the last match days before the international break, because they started the season very poorly. The last result was a draw in that derby against Lille, but they were coming from 3 consecutive victories, and now they are facing Le Havre, a team that lost the previous 2 games, but I think it's remarkable their start of the season for a newly promoted team.
Yes, it's a good beginning of season for Le Havre. I think is over than the expectation about the board in Normandy. Now, what is the limit about Le Havre? From the beginning of the season, from the best of the biggest team in Ligue 1, they catch only a draw against Rennes, the second journey. Except that the last 2 games, can we ask about the level of Le Havre when there will be meet European team? And in Marseille, at home against Lille, they doesn't score. They receive 5 goals. I think the limit is there. Against the European team, Le Havre will be suffer this season. Lens is in a very good moment. The last 5 games, they doesn't lose. They catch 4 points in champions. They be able to recover the results against Lille in the Derby du Nord. Now, after the FIFA schedule is always difficult to predict, because we doesn't know. The international are back in the feet of the international are back in the club, but I think we will be see goals in this game, and I choose the security over 1.75 goals, odds 1.54.
Okay, goals in these games. In this game, Lens, they are playing PSV in the Champions League, so for sure they will keep an eye also in the European competition, where they are competing really well, to be honest. And on Saturday, we have a good game, PSG Strasbourg. We saw Mbappé really happy with France, scoring great goals, even very happy in the training ground, celebrating his goals. But they are back to PSG, and before the international break, Alain, we saw PSG beating Rennes in a great victory, but also we saw Luis Enrique very bitter, very angry with a journalist. I guess there is some nervous in the PSG training ground after the defeat against Newcastle, after the draw against Clermont, and the results in Ligue 1, they are not good, to be honest, in this start of the season.
No, they lose some point unexpected, especially in the first two journey with two draw. The draw in Clermont, they lose against Nice at home. No, is in the last 10 years is rarely to see PSG after 8 match who is not leader. Now he's third in the table. In spite of that, I think the team against Strasbourg, we will be so the best version of Paris Saint-Germain. Maybe the game in Newcastle changed something in the mind of the player. Maybe Luis Enrique understand he can't play with 4 forward and he must to play with 3 midfielder, because with only 2 midfielder he lose balance, and we saw that in Newcastle. Now Strasbourg is a really young team. I enjoy to see the game of Strasbourg, but I think there will be miss a little experience this season. We saw in the management of the difficult moment in the game, and that one against Paris Saint-Germain is really dangerous. Is a risk to have that limit when you travel to Paris. For that reason, I choose over 1.5 goals in the first half. I think PSG will be start really fast, and I choose over 1.5 goals in the first half. Odds 2.15.
Well, they are playing Milan in the Champions League, a crucial game, so they must win this game and then focus on that midweek game. If someone hasn't seen yet the interview that I was talking about, Luis Enrique, I aim you to go on YouTube and check it later, because I think he's so rude. It's very difficult to be that rude and that arrogant as Luis Enrique was with the journalists, to be honest, after the game that PSG won.
He always had that type of relationship with the journalists. Since he was player.
It's a shame that people don't respect other people when they are trying to do the job as the French journalist was doing. And Alain, on Saturday, we have the best game in this match day, in my opinion. Nice, Marseille, 2 cities that are very close to each other. Nice, second in the standings, doing a great season so far. They beat Metz before the international break. They are in great form. 4 victories and 1 draw, and the Olympique Marseille, we still don't know which Olympique Marseille we are going to see with Gattuso, but at least they got their first victory under the Italian manager against Le Havre.
Yes, easy victory. We saw an improvement against Brighton, but it's the classical sign of a team with doubt. When do you won with 2 goals of difference in European competition, you can't draw the game. But no, we saw an improvement. I think FIFA schedule arrived in a very good moment for Gattuso to work with the team, especially in the psychological way to give back the grinta, this aggressivity, this rhythm we saw Marseille the last season. Again, Nice Marseille, we we doesn't need to be motivated because it's always really, really hot game, especially when they're playing Nice. Nice are flying in this moment because the beginning of the season is brilliant. Is the best defense of the Ligue. Maybe they have problem with the goal because Nice doesn't have that capacity to score a lot of goals during the game. The average maybe is the only limit, and when they must to attack in positional attack, that one needs Farioli must work about that way to play and what that way to attack. Right now, we saw the beginning of the season. Nice doesn't lose a game at home. Marseille OM doesn't won a game away. I know statistics are made to kill them, but in this moment, I don't see Marseille winning in Nice. I choose Nice winning 𝐿𝐴𝐵𝐿, odds 1.81.
Okay, great game. And this one in the Côte d'Azur, Nice Marseille. Next game. This is also a derby, Lorient, Rennes. Lorient with only 7 points, only one victory this season. Luckily for them, they were able to get a point in Lyon. And for Rennes, Alain is still looking for the first victory away this season. Only 3 draws after back-to-back defeats, but in tough grounds or against tough opposition like PSG and like Villarreal in the Europa League.
Yes, I think that the beginning of the season of Rennes are negative in the content and with the point, because we can't hide the ambition about Rennes. Is a team with a lot of talent. Probably right now, the team who form the best, youngest player in France. They move well in the market, but the results are not here. There are a lot of problems with the average of goal conceded. You can't have that average if you have a Champions League ambition. 10 goals in 8 games are so high. And there must to found the first victory. In Europe, they won the first game against Maccabi, but they lose in Villarreal in a really bad game for Rennes in the content. Now, to celebrate the first victory away, Lorient maybe is one of the best team right now. I know it's a derby, but Lorient is in a trouble. 18 goals in 8 games, more than 2 games per game. And it's strange because at the beginning of the season, if you remember, they catch a draw in Paris with a clean sheet. That one is football. And we have always strange results. In spite of the strange results, I think Rennes doesn't have choice. They play against a team in the relegation spot. They doesn't have injury in the squad. Some player came back with a good mood after good game in national team. They must won. They doesn't have choice, and I choose Rennes winning away. I am not so confident. I was not so confident last year with the game away, but now there must to have that quality must to improve away. And I choose Rennes winning, odds 1.90.
Let's see if they are able to win their first game away. Also, they haven't lost because they drew all 3 games away. Next game, interesting one. Lille Brest, because Brest, they are one of the biggest surprises of the season so far, still 4th in the standings with only one defeat. They are coming from 2 consecutive draws against Toulouse and Nice, and Lille, perhaps, Alain, also we expected a little bit more, but they are basically in the same position as last year, 6th, 7th. They are coming from the draw in that derby against Lens and from beating Le Havre also away.
Yes, and they catch a really good draw in against Nantes, because it's always a delicate game. Team doesn't arrive really well to the derby of the North, and they give a really good game, especially in the first half. Now, the style of play of Brest is the worst style of play can be found Lille, because Lille have problem with low block, with team really aggressive who quit a lot of space in the last 5 games between both team, home away. There won only one, and it was the last season when that was really lucky, because Brest scored first. Brest conserve is rhythm. Brest is a team doesn't want the possession of the ball. They wait you, basically. They have a good percent about the efficient with the goal, and Lille concede always counter-attack, and in transition Brest can be a very good game in Lille. I choose the double opportunity 𝐿2 odds 2.05.
Well, only one defeat this season for Brest. Impressive, their start of the season so far. And the next game is Nantes-Montpellier. Also impressive, the form of Nantes in the last 4 games. 3 victories, only losing to Rennes, climbing spots in the standings. A team that you said, Alain, that they will suffer, but after a tough start, they are climbing and climbing, and Montpellier, the kind of team where we always see goals. We always say this with Montpellier, but in 6 out of the 8 games played so far, we saw over 2.5 goals, and it was going to be the same in the games against Clermont.
Yes, now the beginning of the season, I was worried about Nantes, for the market, for the trainer, the manager, but right now Nantes is back with the offensive play, with the positional attack, and that one is one of the best news about this beginning of the season. Nantes, after 15 or 20 years without his football philosophy, finally is back to play football, and the results are good because it's difficult to work in Nantes. It's difficult, the relationship with the president. It's difficult, the relationship with the sport director, and the victory in Strasbourg confirm that. Maybe against the biggest team there will be suffer a lot, but it's a problem of individual quality. But in the collective perspective, Nantes is in a very good moment. Their work, the manager work really well. Some young player start to have that level you need to catch the European spot. Now, Montpellier is difficult to predict. Montpellier, we saw a lot of different Montpellier from the beginning of the season. Montpellier with a strong powder in offensive way, especially when they play away in Lorient, in Lyon, able to score 7 goals in 2 games. After we saw Montpellier with a lot of problem against a team with technical value really high against Reims. For example, with the rhythm in Strasbourg, they suffer to. I have difficulty to predict Montpellier. Maybe one of the hardest team of to predict this season. But after my analysis, I'm really surprised about the odds. In my opinion, Montpellier are not favorite for this game, but the bookmaker put Montpellier favorite. I choose not winning. The odds are so attractive. 2.95.
Indeed, they are the underdog. Montpellier to win is 2.5. Nantes to win is around 3. Let's move on to one of our favorite teams in Ligue 1. Game also doing a great start of the season. They ended up the last one also on a high, and they are 5th in the standings. We know that they lost against Monaco, but they beat Lyon, they beat Lille, so still showing some good form lately. But so far, Alain, no one has won in Toulouse this season. 2 draws and 1 victory for the home team.
Yes, Toulouse, right now, they manage really well the European competition, and the Ligue 1 is not common to when a team without 18 players to have the level to play in Europe and in France normally can generate problem. The history of European football are full of teams that catch a European spot, and the season successive that include go to the relegation. I remember the Celta, for example, in Spain. We have a lot of examples, and it was my question about this beginning of season, the management about this rhythm, this frequency of the game with the European competition. Right now, I think Toulouse are really well, because there maybe we can be critic in Strasbourg after the game in Strasbourg, and in Clermont when they play at home. After losing in Lens is not a scandal, it's the normality. And they have a good reaction against Metz, in Europe against Las Clins, in Brest. They catch a really good draw in Brest. And right now, Reims is one of the team I think can generate more problem to Toulouse. Reims confirm the second part of the last season, confirm the board worked really well during the summer, because they lose Balogun. Balogun scored more than 20 goals, and they found the solution to found a substitute. It's difficult to see Toulouse losing at home, but away, Reims are really, really strong, because they're winning Montpellier, they're winning Lille, they catch a draw in Metz, and yes, they're losing Marseille, but in the content, they doesn't deserve to lose that game. I doesn't choose 1x or 2 for this game. I choose goals over 2.75 goals, odds 1.85.
Reims, they are 5th in the away standings, as you mentioned. Only 1 defeat, 2 victories, and 1 draw. Next game, let's talk about the top of the table. Monaco Metz is the next game. Really low odds, of course, for Monaco to win, because they are playing a newly promoted team with 3 consecutive defeats, with problems scoring, with only 7 goals, and because Monaco, Alain, they are on fire after the defeat against Nice, scored 3 against Reims, 3 against Olympique Marseille, and so far they've scored 21 goals. Is the highest scoring team in the competition.
Yes, it's impressive. It's impressive. The beginning of the season of Monaco is so good. It's so good. There are a lot of individual alternative. I think the squad are really well built. During the summer, they work really well to give a team to 𝐬𝐴𝐧𝐧𝐬𝐿 to compete for the champions, because the ambition is the champions spot. In my opinion, the fact of there doesn't play in Europe is key in that good beginning of the season, and the quality of the player. But these few years, Monaco have always squad with a lot of quality. Metz start really well in Ligue 1. They catch really positive results. They'll be able to draw against Olympique Marseille. They won in Clermont. They won in Lens too. But after the victory of Lens, the team disappeared. 3 games, 3 defeat. The defeat in the derby, but especially with the feeling, they lose something. They lose that positivity, classical positivity of the team who are promoted. Their win against Kaiserslautern during the FIFA schedule, but Kaiserslautern is a zweite Bundesliga. It's not the first division in Germany, and travel to Monaco is the hardest game can have Metz in this moment. Monaco, I think there will be conserve his average of goal. There will be conserve the leadership, and with that perspective, I choose Monaco winning with the handicap 1.25. If Monaco win with 1 goal difference, you are money back. Odds 1.68.
Well, have money back in this case because it's minus 1.25. So they have to win by 2 goals to have your full stake. If you go for these odds, but the odds are very low, of course, for Monaco to win 1.37. So if you are brave enough, I'm sure you can even go for Asian handicap minus 1.5, minus 2. So they have to win for a couple of goals of difference to get your bet correct and win your money. And good things we can talk about Monaco. We cannot say the same, of course, about Lyon. Next game is the worst 2 teams in Ligue 1. Both teams are in relegation spots. Lyon, Clermont, and this is a must-win or a must-win for Lyon. It was the same in the previous one, Alain against Lorient, but they threw away their advantage. They were leading 3-1. And here they have to win. I don't see any other scenario in which Lyon don't get the 3 points here.
But is for both teams is not the last call, but is an extremely important call. You must to answer to this call. Now the difference are 5 points for Lyon and 6 Clermont. The first spot of the team are not in the relegation spots are that, and another team made points, some point, and Lyon. We know the history of Lyon in the 21st century. The fans are really angry with the new board, with the new owner. They changed a manager. They have a lot of young players are not habit to fight against relegation. The quality of the team is not for this position in Ligue 1. It's not to fight the title, but it's a squad for play in the middle of the table, without doubt. With that. But this type of team, when you enter in that dynamic, is difficult to go out because you doesn't have the habit to fight for the relegation spot, and that one I think Lyon must to cut that the faster possible. And now Clermont is start really bad. It's strange because we saw a really good Clermont during the summer, the friendly game. They follow to have this defensive problem. We saw that in Montpellier because the match was suspended, but they lose 4-2 in Montpellier. is so much. I think Lyon is the occasion to start the season. Ryan Cherky yesterday with the 2021 team scored 2 goals and made 4 assists. He make a game with a really, really high level. He must to have that personality to assume the role in Lyon, like attacking midfielder. We have 𝐬𝐭𝐴Z𝐧𝐧𝐞𝐿. I think for this game I choose Lyon winning because I can't imagine Lyon. Another thing about the victory of Lyon at home. The opportunity is very good, and warning because the next week Lyon will be traveling Marseille, and that one. If you doesn't win this game, you go to Marseille with the risk to lose the game, 2 journey more, and you follow with 3 points. I can imagine that. I choose Lyon winning, odds 1.79.
Well, this is a derby, right? Both cities are nearby, and since Clermont promoted to the Ligue 1, the results are very positive for Clermont. Last season they won both games, and in the previous one they caught a draw in Lyon, a 3-3 draw. So they haven't lost yet in Lyon for Clermont since they were promoted.
Only a friendly game, Lyon winning against Clermont, yes.
Let's see if Lyon finally can win their first game of the season. These are the only 2 teams without a victory in this competition. Well, Alain, for sure, Lyon to win, I don't think is your safe bet, but tell me which one it is.
Nantes Montpellier over 1.5 goals, odds 1.27.
At least 2 goals in La Beaujoire, and Yoraka?
Le Havre Lens over 1.75 goals. Lorient Rennes over 1.5 goals. Nantes Montpellier not winning. Monaco Metz, Monaco winning for a total 7.84.
High one, especially for Nantes to win. The odds are very high for Nantes to win in their stadium. Alain Valnegri, thank you very much. Thanks everyone for watching. Enjoy Ligue 1. Bye-bye.